Hello everyone. Well, I thought, believe it or not, it's Friday night and Oldham is under tier 3 lockdown, I believe. I don't really know, it changes that often, but I think we're in tier 3. Must be because I drove past the Setton Cemetery before and it was closed, and there was a big sign in the window saying closed by the government until further notice. But I was sat at home and I'm not drinking anything at the moment. I'm trying not to drink, and not that I'm an alcoholic, but I don't think I'm an alcoholic. Maybe I am. Won't be surprised with all the crap that we have to go through, but no. So yeah, I decided I was going to have a drive up, park on Sainsbury's and take a walk down Union Street and up Yorkshire Street. So let's do it. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the buildings that we're going to be walking past now, and I thought a nighttime video would be interesting because, well, it's nighttime and usually all my videos are in the daytime, aren't they? The United Streets Reformed Church. I'll tell you what, I was walking past here the other day. Look at this. It's actually got a bit of information about it. It's a beautiful church. It says Queen Street Congregational Chapel was founded in 1816. The building was opened for divine worship on the 17th of October 1855. It was designed by architect R. Moffat Smith and cost £2,810. In 1972, the Congregational and Presbyterian churches joined to become the United Reformed Church. In 2016, the church bicentenary, the building was put on the at-risk register, and it mentions that thanks to the National Lottery, that yeah, the church was saved. So that's that. This building here, you know, the HSBC. Anyone who's watched my video on just a couple of weeks back about the mathematician that lived in Oldham. Well, there was a guy's crypt. There was a crypt there. This guy called William Lees. This is Queen Street, by the way. Straight up there is Oldham Church, but you can't see it. Yeah. Look at this. It's granite. This red Italian granite, I believe. The front. Anyway. There's a man in St Margaret's Church who's got a crypt. He's called William Lees. There's the library, look. All closed down. What a shame. Yeah, sorry, I'm jumping again, aren't I? I'm always doing that. Yeah, so this guy, William Lees, he's got a crypt in the St Margaret's Church, and I can't find any information about him at all. I decided to voice over this bit because but then I'm sure the other here it is, yeah. You can't actually see, but it mentions William Lees as one of the founder members of this building, and I just wondered if maybe it was the same guy that was buried in St Margaret's. I'm going to look into it. Remember a couple of videos I did a few weeks back about John Bunting, the richest mill owner in the country, I think it was. Well, we're back here. This is his whole old house. It's Cuttle Solicitors now, but look at that old door. So he would have walked in there. They said that he was extremely wealthy, but he lived a very modest life in a modest house on Union Street. Well, I wish I could have an house like that. This is the office of Jim McMahon MP, I think. They've got a big sign up there, so yeah, pretty sure that's his office. Beautiful house here. You know, if you look at the light of Bengal, one of my ex-boyfriends used to rent a house off the guy that owned that. It was called Yakub. I don't know when it was last open, the light of Bengal, but I think it's seen better days. I'm pretty sure my stepfather said it is an old pub. They give me the name of it, but I can't bloody remember what it is. What was I talking about? Sorry, I do this a lot. This is why I do voiceovers, because I just tend to waffle crap. So, Cafe Lahore. Just wondering why these police said. You would have thought they'd be open, but I really wish I could remember what I was saying then. Oh yeah. So, most of the stuff that I do, when I started the channel, you'll notice that the earlier videos that I did were cemeteries, because I have this thing about cemeteries, and that doesn't mean that I have a thing about dead bodies and anything like that. The reason why I like cemeteries is because what you tend to find is on the older graves, and never bother looking at the newer graves. Excuse me. But on the older graves, the ones that I sort of feature on the channel, they're just fantastic monuments. Look at this. This is an old picture house, I think. I think it's a tram coming up there for all. Yeah, there used to be I think it was an old picture house. It's Mediscan now, so I think you go there if you're not well and they'll do certain tests for you. But I know there was an Italian restaurant in here a few years ago. Look at this. This stone was laid by Arthur E. Wrigley, Esquire, JP, on the 15th day of July 1911. Look, it's all granite. The bottom of them, they're beautiful buildings. And look at this one. This is really old. So I started going looking at the graves because I wanted to read about the people that were in there, and then from that I then started sort of doing a bit of research on these people, and then it's got to the stage now. Oh, I've got something exciting to show you as well. Yeah, it's got to the stage now where sometimes I can open a book or I can see a name on the side of a building, and I'm sometimes know where those people are buried. It's sound like a proper ghoul, don't I? But that's just how it is, because it's Oldham and the people that lived here from years ago and what they did, you know, like the Platts. I mean, did you know that the Platts built the Lyceum? Or they had a great deal to do with it in terms of financing it. They did all of that. They built, there's scholarship funds. I think you can still get a John Platt scholarship fund to this day, you know. Amazing people that did so much for the town, built so many of the buildings that we're looking at nowadays. You know, and no one knows it. I mean, if you went to school in Oldham, which history class did you have? Where, you know, they actually taught you about, you know, about Oldham's past and, you know, about the people that came before us. None of them. Something I wanted to show you. I walked up here the other day. I did a video a few weeks ago at the funeral directors, which is upside near the Coliseum. And when we were coming back down, we were looking at various different things, various different buildings, and I noticed some remnants of the clubbing past from Oldham. So like the old Scruples, the Grapes, remember the Grapes, and the old pizza and potato factory. I thought it had gone, but it hasn't. It's still there. And the old sign that used to be up years ago, the yellow sign, is still visible on the side. So when we get there, I'm going to film it and show you. Watch. Look at the old carriage entrance there. There's quite a few of them up and down. And some people were looking at me like a bit of a weirdo there. I think they wondered what we're doing. And then we've got, oh, look at that black cat. This is right at the top there. That's where the old funeral parlour is, and then you've got the Coliseum, which is lit up, but it's not open. The gates are open. Well, we're going down there though. I don't know what's up with my camera tonight. It doesn't seem to want to play ball at all. It's supposed to be pretty good in night vision. Maybe it'll be different when I'm looking at it on the bigger screen, but I'm gonna have to swap hands because my hand is frozen off. Oh, crikey. So yeah, we've got Harry's Bar, which obviously is closed. Now there was an original Harry's Bar. I don't know if it was here. But there used to be one in the 90s. This is the old mess house. Very, very old pub. But it's now turned into a dentist. It's been a dentist for about, I'd say a good, maybe 10 years, I don't know. My cousin used to work here, I won't name her, but I'm sure she'll watch this video. And then this is what I'm talking about. The pizza and potato factory. That's a really, 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 really old sign, that one. They've changed it now and they've put this red one on the front, but I think that was a mistake. Because the old one was really quirky. And if you look, this is York House. Beautiful building. I don't know what it was used for initially. Maybe if you know, you can put notes down below, let me know. The Hare and Hounds. And taxis with no people to put in them. Another Oldham pub. The Greaves Hotel. My mum's been. Years ago, my mum used to know a girl whose mum and dad had that back in the 70s. She said it's fabulous inside, but that's a cafe now. They've changed it over to Cafe East, but I don't know if they've opened it yet because of everything that's been going on. We've got the Oldham Church, currently with the wrong time. It's definitely not 5 o'clock. And what are you doing? And then the old town hall. Plaque to Winston Churchill. So yeah, we've got Annie Kenny. And then TJ Hughes, which isn't open anymore. Let's have a quick look. Oh, look at that, Upsteps is still open. Yeah, I think they've managed to stay open, haven't they, because it's a Wetherspoons. This is the entrance to the old arcade. Entrance to King's Square shopping mall. And then you've got Spindle's shopping centre. Spindle's is supposed to be haunted, you know. I love a bit of Mecca Bingo. Started going again with my auntie and my cousin. It's not too bad. I mean, you know, they're really strict on masks and things. But you know, once you get in and you sat down at your seat, there's a man stood over the road there, looking straight at me. Look, the roll ends. So yeah, Mecca Bingo. This used to be the old co-op many moons ago. I don't know. It's been here for quite a while, this building, but it just looks so dirty now. There's a video on YouTube if you look for it. I try and put a link into it because it's a really good video, and it's this guy and his wife, I'm assuming, girlfriend, and they're driving around in an old Cortina in Oldham, and they actually come down here, and it's when the old Grand Theatre at the bottom used to be butterflies, and they focus in on this. They actually come down here, down the side of King's Hall, and the co-op sign's up there, and the building just looks so clean, and you think, like, you know, 20 years later in 2020 that the building would be clean, but it's not. It's got bushes growing out of it, and you know. So the reason why I'm walking down here is I wanted to show you a couple of things. One, who remembers the Roebuck from the 90s? You used to go in there and they had the strobe light. We used to stand under it dancing, me and my cousin, with our clothes on. You could just see everything on there, like everything, all the crap and the dog hairs and the cat hairs that were all over. But the reason why I'm coming down here, we'll look at the beautiful Grand Theatre, but I wanted to show you this. It just stands on its own church pillar. Look at it. It says, site of the former King Street Baptist Church, a place of Christian worship, 1865 to 2005, now continue as Oldham Baptist Church in Chaucer Street. And then, if anyone knows what this is, can you tell me? Because it's something. And here in the stone on the front, it says Good Friday, April 1814, I think, or 1874. But you can't read the bit above it that says what it is. And there's nothing else on the building to suggest what it is, really. This is the old job centre. I think they built that in the 80s, and then for some reason they moved it over there. Now over there, the job centre on the corner, this building, this is the site of the old Cat's Whiskers. So anyone who remembers the Cat's Whiskers, I don't, too young to remember the Cat's Whiskers, but my mum used to go in there and she told me that that's where it was on the corner. In fact, where the fence is there, for years before they built the job centre there, you could see the old black and white tiles. Used to have black and white tiles at the front of it. This is Phoenix House. I don't know if you can make out the stone phoenix there on the side. And that more or less concludes our tour. God, I feel like I've been walking for ages. It'll be interesting to see what time it is when I get back to the, when I get back to the car. I think we'll get a couple of photographs for the thumbnail. And that's pretty much the end of the tour. Like I say, live tour tonight. Hopefully there won't be a voiceover if it doesn't sound too ridiculous. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and let me know your thoughts below. Thanks very much. Bonus footage. I'm just about to get in the car. I was just about to get in the car and I thought I'd tell you one last fact. Let me tell you. So, do you see this stone here? Okay. And then you see the Latin inscription. Haud facul captuo. This is the other side of it. I've probably just absolutely annihilated that pronunciation. Now everyone from Oldham knows these lions. Been outside the local interest centre for years. But how many of you knew, or don't know, that these lions actually, and the facade there, actually stood on top of the old market hall? And where the new market, inside market is now, not these spindles, not the other, the inside market, there was an old market that burnt down in the 70s. And when we used to live on Doncaster Avenue on St Mary's, and she said that everybody was out when it was going up because it was so shocking. You know, it was bright light, and the market was just burning down. But there's an iconic photo. I call it iconic, but there's an old photo, and you can see the two lions mounted at the top with all the flames going up round them. What I'll do before I put, if I can, I'm going to find the video. Well, if I found the picture, you'll be looking at it now. So yeah, just another interesting fact. Right, I will not film my car. And yeah, and I'll say good night and thank you for watching, and yeah, thanks very much.